the history of this Indian axe that belonged to a Moorish king. This weapon belonged to Montezuma II, Mexico, the Moorish king. Montezuma, the Moor. Okay? The Emperor Montezuma of Mexico himself told the Spanish that the Mexican royal family descended from a ruling eastern caste called Calua, the only way the Aztecs could have pronounced Cavera. So, Montezuma was a Hebrew Israelite. See how I did that? You see how I did that? Disprove it. That piece what it do. So, the other day I was live and I did this, showed this, I don't know, a little excerpt from something. Be real with you, I don't even know where this came from. This more sent it to me. I talk about it all in the live. I don't want to go back, you know what I'm saying, and redo the same thing. So if you just go back and look at the live, you'll see where I got this from. Islam to the More that sent it to me. So I was reading it in the live, and I had made a statement about a certain part in here, and they was saying this name right. I'm gonna go straight to it. This name right here, Heber, and then it said the biblical Joktan, right? So I just made the reference. Heber refers to the Hebrews because that's what he's suggesting. And then this name Joktan. When I read it, I was thinking the third brother of Noah, the third son of Noah, Ham, Shem, and Japheth or some shit. I can't pronounce it, but anyway, but that's not their name. So I made that connection in that live, and I was wrong. But essentially, this name, this is Jacob's either grandfather or his uncle, one of the two. So, you understand what I'm saying? It's a son of Shem. Okay, so I was kind of wrong with that, but the point was that this mythology, this ancient Asian mythology about, you know what I'm saying, the Hindu Nagamayans, the Asuras, and the Dravidians, right? It's the same story as the Hebrews and the Egyptians, all right? It's just different continents, you know, called each other, people on different continents called each other different variations of the same types of names. You understand what I'm saying? So you see the name Kubera, or Kybera, or Heber. You see what I'm saying? Was a leader of the Yashas, the Yakaz, and in Hebrew it was Joktans. Because this is, the J is a new letter in history. It only came about basically pretty much with Jesus. I think the J came about in the 1500s or 1400s, maybe 1600s. Either way, that's a I or a Yod, the Yod in Hebrew, which is a Y, a I, or a J. You see what I'm saying? Yahshua is transliterated to Isis in Greek, and then that's Jesus. You see what I'm saying? The I and the J. Saying all that to say this Yakshas, Yakaz, and Joktans, same word, just a different variation. So I'm gonna show you how this connect. We're gonna go to some Hebrew. Nigga, I'm about back there. Nigga, put it in there. Got my music in the background. Got me a new mic, so we're gonna see how this works. But I got some stuff right here, right? Straight from the Bible. Like, we gonna go straight to it. I'm not even finna play. But now you know what? Acting like I'm doing a live. I'm actually doing a video. I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna explain it. We're gonna go to the Bible stuff. Okay, so basically in this he's making a connection that in ancient Asia they had ancient America on their maps. They called it Patala. Okay, the Patala exists in ancient Mexico. It certainly did and does. All right, so you see that I read all this in my live. So the show Patala is right here, Mexico, North America, right? All right, so let me read this. You get this story real quick, and then we're gonna go look at these letters. It's Hebrew. So the Mayans of Mexico and Central Mexico also played an integral part in Hindu mythology and history. Just as in Mexico and Central America, they were mathematicians, measurers, astronomers, military strategists, magicians, wise men, and builders. The Mesoamerican Mayans' knowledge of astronomy and time measurement was so accurate that they even felt confident enough to predict the end of the world or some worldwide catastrophic cosmic event in 2012 AD, which I ain't finna talk about right now, but anyway. The Mayans of India also predicted the same event, but they didn't agree with their Battalion brothers on the same date. So you see, I'm gonna put it right there on the screen. Maya is more. I already showed this. So it's still telling you it's Mayas in Mexico and it's Mayans in India. All right, same people, different sides of the earth. So let's keep going. In his book Remedy of Frauds in Hinduism, Indian historian this name Cohen mentioned in Siberian origins of Mayas. Maya architects are mentioned in our epic Mahabharata. Keep this in mind. So this is related to more in a sense. You'll see. But I mean, I show you Maya, see more. So there you go. But anyway, people are in Siam and East Asia. There is a place called Mayava in Kerala, and Uttar Pradesh people have the meaning of Maya as mother in the phrases like Ganki Maya. There is a vast area in Russian East Siberia as well as a river named Maya. The Nagas of Tibet even had a similar bar and dot counting system along with the same words to the Nagas of Maya, the Naga Mayas of Mexico. So you had Nagas, Mayas in India, in Tibet, in Asia in general, and then you had Naga Mayas in America. Right? So that should tell you. And then I show you right there, put on the screen, Naga is more. Right? I'm telling you, all our history race goes back to these two letters, this M and R. Okay? It just is what it is. But let's keep going. The Hindu Naga Mayans also belong to a powerful Dravidian group of Nagas called Asuras. Whether or not the Asuras are demigods or demons, depending on one's point of view. The leader of these Naga Asuras was the Hindu, really Bulgarian, god of precious metals and trades and even architecturalists, really a group named Kubora, Kybera, Kiver. For Christians and Jews, he was Hebrew. Now, I said that was Hebrew, right? And I'll show you. Matter of fact, let me just stop right here. So we ain't gotta speculate. Okay, so let's go to Hebrew. Alright? So I put this together, but this is straight from the Strong's Concordance, alright? But I see it chopped up a few little sections so I can make this kind of quicker. So the word Hebrew, you see, it's not really used that much in the Bible, but I thought 13 times. So interesting, right? Now pay attention, okay? First it says see Eber, okay? Heberts, and Heberites. All right, we ain't finna go to all of them except this one because it's one of the more important ones. Okay, you see it's right here. It says a grandson of great grandson of Shem, right? See Heber. Okay, so you see they somewhat synonymous, right? And it's essentially because they all have the same root, right? And I'm gonna show you what else has the same root, all right? But we don't go through this, all right? So you see Heber, right, corresponds to this number in Hebrew. So let's go here, bam, Heber, right? See, it means community, all right? So Israelite, right? That's what it is. And it same as 2267, and you see 2267 is society, which goes to 2266, which is the prime root. It's chet, and bet and resh, right? So it's chebar. All right, the root is the B and R. All right, you'll see what I mean in a minute. All right, so I mean this is a root word for this, if you know, but the essential central meanings of all these words is the B and R. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so it means join, couple, right? Come down here, you see another um, other meanings of the word, other way it's used in the Bible. Associate, companion, fellow. Okay, associate, companion, fellow, knit together. Okay, see these are synonyms, right? Right. So you see these synonyms, right? Look at this one right here specifically. See what it is. 4828. Let's go to 4828. Look what that is. Mer, yeah, or Mayray. Say Mayray. Pronounced this way. It's Murray. All right. From 74 to 62. You see this? Synonymous 74 to 62. Friend, companion. Mary. All right. Corresponds to Hebrew. Right. Okay. All right. Now hold on. We ain't done. We'll go. Okay. So you see Eber. It's 5677. Right. So let's go to 5677. Bam. 5677. You see it here. So I'll make this big so we can see. Eber 5677. Eber, the name of two patriarchs, Israelites. Heber. You see? So that means spelled this way, it was translated to Hebrew as well. Okay, so keep in mind, all right, this God was translated to this word, Hebrew. So essentially, when we say Hebrew, right, we're still saying Eber. It even tells us that when we look up Hebrew in the Strong's Concordance, it tells you see Eber. All right, and this is important. You got to keep all this shit in mind. Keep all this in mind. Okay. So you understand? We say Hebrew, we say Hebrew, we saying the same thing. Okay. The only difference is the one letter. All right. So this letter is Ayin, and then on Hebrew it's Chet. Now I didn't look this up before I did this video, but just because I'm right here, I just want to see something. Okay. So that first letter is Ayin, right, for Eber, and then it's Chet for Hebrew. Okay, so Chet essentially means parameters enclosure, right? And Ayin means concentration or focus. So it's just a variation, like I say, of the root BR. Now, what's BR? That's the question. Right? The B and the R. But hold on, let's just see this real quick. You see, it also corresponds to 5674. See, it means you see, it means to cross, a cross on the opposite side. So this is the word Eber. Right? Keep this in mind now. You know what I mean? I'm going a little deep if whoever, whatever. You gotta follow along. Okay. So corresponds to this. It means opposite, right? Current 90s refer to side. Now it comes to Jonathan Soul, young man bearing the armor. Let's go to the character. This is on the other side. So you see, it essentially means the other side. A crossing. Watch, you'll see. Watch. Let me show you the other definition. Let's see here. See, Ebar, same word, spelled the same. 5674 means cross over. Okay, this should sound familiar. Because remember, what word we dealing with is Eber and Heber. What that sound like? Hebrew, right? Okay, keep in mind. Crossover. The word communicates the idea of transgression or crossing over the boundary, right? Entering the forbidden land or wrong. A bar, the masculine form, means to pass away, pass over. The Passover. The other side is when Jacob crossed over. Okay, another specific use term, passing through something. Passing through. Okay, so you see what it denotes. The going through something, passing over something, right? Okay, let's go back to no. Minimize. Go back to this Hebrew. So let's look at Hebrew. Okay, here we go. the word Hebrew, right? This is what my people claim to be descendants of Jacob, right? Israel. Because it goes back to 5680. You should remember Eber was 5674. So that should tell you something out top. But I'll let it show you. Okay, Hebrew 5680 comes from 5677. And 5677 was what? Eber. So, in the video I said when he was referring to Hebrew, he was referring to Hebrews. Right? And I'm right. You understand what I'm saying? Because Hebrew, the word Hebrew, 5680, is Hebrew, okay? Okay, means Hebrew, or just mean blah, blah, blah. Look, descendant of Eber. From 5677, which is Eber, which means cross, to cross over, beyond, things of that nature. Okay? But once you read this to my Hebrew Israelites, you just go get you a Strong's Concordance. If you read this right here, you'll get a better understanding. So let me read it. The origin of meaning this word, which appears 34 times, is much debated. The word is an early generic term for a variety of Semitic peoples and is somewhat akin to our word barbarian, the Berbers. So Abram is identified as a Hebrew. This ethnic term indicates family origins, whereas the term sons of Israel is a political and religious term. Oh man, did y'all catch that? Hebrew relates to family origins. The term sons of Israel is a political and religious term. So there'll be divine will be Hebrew and national will be Israel. You see? Divine and national movement. You see how the Moorish paradigm encapsulates all. But let me keep going. Unquestioned, and I'm going to show you how Hebrew goes to family origin with that word BR. You'll see in a second. But let's keep going. Where was I at? I forgot. Okay. Hebrew was okay. Here we go. Unquestionably, in the ancient Near East, Hebrew was applied to a far larger group than the Israelites. The word occurred in Ugaritic Egyptian Babylonian writing describing a diverse mixture of nomadic wanderers. Very important right there. Keep that in mind. Wanderers. Okay. Maybe I should cut right there real quick just to prove this quick point. Right? On that wanderers. Okay. That's important. That's important because of this concept. The wandering Jew, right? This is a mythology of what it is. I'm not gonna go into it, but it's a concept that's spoken about throughout history. The wandering Jew, right? And I just want to show you what another story it connects to, because I'm gonna bring that back home in a minute. Related legends, right? And look what it goes back to. The Mahabharata. The Mahabharata. So the Mahabharata is the ancient Indian or ancient Asian version of the Wandering Jew. Okay, so let's go back to this. Unquestionably, the word occurs in writing describing the vast mixture of nomadic wanderers, the Wandering Jew, the Mahabharata, or at least those who appear to have at one time been nomadic. Sometimes the word seems to be a term of derision. Such usage recalls to S1 where the Philistines leader asked that person, what do these Hebrews here? There is considerable debate about identifying Hebrews with the well-known Habaru, Semitic warlords who occupied Egypt in the first half of the second millennium. All right, look at this. Look at this. 45, 69. What is that? Watch. Show you. Okay, 4569 is the Mahabara. Overwhelming for a place, mass appears 3 times, sweep, in every place, ground stab shall pass. But you see it's Mahabara, similar to the Mahabharata, right? Maha is just Mahabara. The other one is Mahabharata, right? Same word. River or passage in between the two passages. So Mahabharata signifies passage, right? Or wanderer, right? One taking a passage, the wandering Jew. You see, 5680, which is Hebrew. See, so the Mahabharata is synonymous with the wandering Jew. You see, because these are the same mythologies with different interpretations, different names, and different deities. Abraham is Brahma. Sarah, his wife, is Saraswati. All right, I probably can Google that right now. Look at that, Abraham, Brahma. Abraham and Brahma. Is there like I'm not gonna go into it. There you go though. There you go. Okay, so as you can see, the connection is right there between the two. All right, so let's go all the way back to this. I showed you Hebrew is Mara is Marabata, Maharabata. Okay, all related to this because it's all the same stuff. All right, now let's look at this Joktan. Right, so it says this Keber, Kuiper, or Hebrew was the leader of a horde called Yakshas or Yakhas, biblical Joktan. Okay, so let's look at Joktan. Let's see where I got it at. All right, Joktan, you see, right? Son of who? Heber. So you already see it. You already see story. I already know the connections, right? So let's go. I believe he was the brother of Peleg, and which was the whom was the grandfather of Jacob, right? So he was a grandson of Eber, which was a grandson of Shem, right? So that's what y'all believe. That's what we what our Hebrew Israelite brethren believe to be their heritage, if you will. So let me keep going. Just get my stuff together. Bam. So I'm gonna edit that out. So 30. So you see, it was 33:55. 33:55. Yaktan. See, I told you the J is a yod, right? So it could be the same as these words: yakshas, yakas, yakashit, which is hilarious. They were reputed to be both superior mentally and materially. The servants were called gayakas, yakashit today in Judaism, which evolved from the Kiruba teachings. The term has changed to goyim, but the meaning never changed. The Kabira horde is composed of yakas and yakshas, and their Goyakas underclass captured most of India's undesirables, and the unredeemingly savage cannibalistic Rakshas exiled them to Ceylon or Lanka. Later, they exiled them to Patala, supposedly in airships. Okay, so let's look at Yaktan real quick. Show you a connection with that real quick. All right, you see it goes to 6994. Watch this. Watch what this word is. It's funny. These people, they create nothing. Nothing. So it's a 6994. Look what that word is. Quantum, right? And what does that remind you of? Quantum, right? Like quantum physics. And we know quantum physics does what? It studies the unseen stuff, right? The small things, right? Look what this means. Small things. Wow, these people create nothing, man. They just take our stuff and rename it with a modern term. You know, they add a couple vowels. You see? So even when you say quantum physics, you're still talking about the same stuff that they was talking about thousands of years ago, right? The small stuff, right? Quanta. That's funny. So that's Joktan, and that's where it comes from. It means a small thing, right? And you see it goes back from 6996, quantum, diminutive, little, youngest. Abbreviated diminutive from 6962, which means to cut off, to detest, to grieve. Okay, loath. Very small things. Okay, quantum. I just thought that was very interesting. But that Joktan is, like I said, he was the son of Eber. You'll see, and unto Eber were born two sons. Let me show you something with this too. This is some whole nother level stuff, but I'm gonna show you anyway. I'll show you in a minute. Was Peleg, and in his days the earth was divided, and his brother was Joktan. And Joktan begot, look how many, watch how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Sheba. 11, 12, 13 were the sons of Joktan. Their dwelling was from Mesa and unto Shep, and thus goeth unto Sephar, a mountain to the east. These are the sons of Shem and their families and their tongues. So you see who that is, right? And it's something. It's some. There's some science in this right here, but that'll be a whole. I mean, I haven't tried to break it down as of yet. You know, maybe in the future. Right now, we're going to keep going. Now, look, I'm going to show you who Shem begat that person. That person begat Salah. Salah begat Ebert. Alright. And Ebert begat, remember, Joktan and Peleg. And Peleg eventually comes down to Abraham. And then y'all know, from Abraham comes the rest of everybody else in the Hebrew pantheon, right? So you see, Eber, Hebrew, and Joktan is a offshoot, if you will, of that, which is essentially what this is saying. You see what I'm saying? Same science, different names, basically. So let's keep going. Sell them to Patala and airships. Oh, let me finish this, and then I'll finish the full point in a minute. The Mayans had their own language in Lanka, also named Maya, with a subgroup called Lax, Mexican Lacadones. It is a strange anomaly that Rama, Lanka, and Lacedon Mayan people exist in Mesoamerica, including the inhabitants of the Yucatan, Yucatan. Oh, okay. The Yucatan, which is in Mexico. Yucatan. Okay, they're showing you that it's a linguistic connection. As further evidence that Kibera and Khyber first settled the Americas. The Mesoamericans told the Spaniards that a strange people had once gone there, naming all of the North American continent Quivera. The most sacred mountain of Arizona, Adams, was the gold-filled, rattlesnake-infested Bubba Guaveri. There were also Queberry people and Queberry Creeks in Oldham County. Cubera, like names, also existed among Caddo Indians of Texas and Louisiana, as well as North Mexican mining state Catahoula, pronounced Covera. So I know I pronounced it wrong. The Sonoran mining town of Cabaraca and the Texans and Northern Mexican that also are also the New Mexican Indian ruins of Gran Quivira Quarry. It is from the international word Cubera that we derive the words quarry and copper. Copper colored Americans. Cubera, Hebrew. Copper colored Americans. Aboriginal. Moors. Moors. Yes, you'll find Cubera's name pronounced in one form or another all over the world. So I already showed so-called Aryans make this last connection before I get back to this Hebrew. You have surely heard of the Aryans. In India, many Hindus love to mention them as a superior race of people who came from Uttara Siberia and the North Pole. Yet the Kauras, Aries, and Ramas, which is the Indian people themselves who inhabited the whole Eastern Hemisphere. The Kauras, the North, the Ramas, the Indian subcontinent itself. In mythologies all over the world, the Kauras, Turks, and the Hindus, Ramas, are holy twins. Okay? Okay? So, we are all the same people, man. Alright, although both groups were part of the twins in international trade, the Kauras provided the shipping. So, the Kauras would be the Phoenicians, right? Or the Hebrews, the ones who crossed over. And the Ramas served as the warrior traders. Those would be the Canaanites. You understand? The ones who stayed where they are. The Ramas were fierce warriors that was just described in the Mahabharata. And just to show you, the Mahabharata is one of two Sanskrit poems in ancient India, other being the Ramayana. Ramayana Mahabharata, which is the Ramas and the Kauras. Aryans and the Dravidians, right? Same people. Like I say, Canaanites, Hebrews. You understand what I'm saying? Phoenicians, and I guess Carthaginians, if you will, because Carthaginians were there, Phoenicians were travelers, right? The whole idea, the whole thing is essentially what I've come to see. You know, these battles between these two people in history. It's always these two people, right? The Hyksos went into Egypt and all this, right? And Bobby Hemmett explained a long time ago that was a people already living in Egypt that essentially took over for a time. It was like a coup, if you will. Let me see. Aaron, so first colonized me out. Okay, so what I'm saying is, I was reading something as I was talking. So what I'm saying is that these two people are us as a people, and it's just two different ideologies always clashing. You understand what I'm saying? So just like the Aztecs and the Mayans, right, of ancient Central America, or 600-700 years ago, whatever. It just so happens that the Carib Indians in the Caribbean claimed that their creator gods were the Kuro Romney, right? So it's a combination of the two because we're the same people. The Mexicans who tell you that the state of Veracruz derives from its name from Vera Cruz, seeing a cross. Now this is crucial right there. But I ain't gonna go there right now. But such a name is preposterous for a variety of reasons. The people of Veracruz are really descendants of the Carib Indians called Veracruz. Heru, Kuras. Okay? Kuras is Kubara, Hebrew. Okay? Right? So it's like Egyptians, Heru and Hebrew. So it'd be like Egyptians versus Hebrews, right? Same thing. The Emperor Montezuma. Okay, so from this book, A Study of Omaha Indian Music by those people. Got a few, look quick, I ain't gonna go out through the book. I already got some stuff cut up. You can see real quick. Okay. In that book, This is page 5, I believe. It says in 1878, his attention was directed to his former presence at the Belvedere Museum by a notice of Baron von Saxber's descriptive catalog of the Imperial Amber's collection printed in Vienna, in 1855, wherein among rare objects from various parts of the world it is mentioned as followed: a Mexican headdress about 3 feet in height, composed of magnificent green feathers with golden hue, luster, and color bands, featherwork, studded with small plates of gold. This specimen was termed in the inventory of 1596 a Moorish hat. A Mexican headdress is a Moorish hat. Keep going. Archduke Ferdinand, time founder of the collection by Imperial Commission, appointed to revise his will. On folio 472 of this ancient document, it is cataloged with other objects in featherwork contained in a chest, and is described as a Moorish hat of beautiful, long, lustrous green hue feathers, beckoning above with a white, red, and blue, red, white, and blue, red, white, and blue, Moorish, Mexican. This is talking about the Mexican hat, okay, found in America, okay. Gold and rosettes and ornaments. In front of the forehead is a beak in pure gold. The term Moorish, as he replied, can scarcely be regarded as deceptive one, insomuch as Montezuma, the king of Temititan and Mexico, is subsequently designated as a Moorish king in the same inventory. Montezuma, a Moorish king. Keep going. It's interesting to note that the gradual change that occurred in the wording of the subsequent periodic official registration of this Moorish hat. In 1613, its description was faithfully reproduced, and in 1621, right, when they say the first black people came to America, 1619, excuse me, look, the word Indian was substituted for Moorish. Nationality theft, birthright theft. With this single alteration, the original text was again transcribed in 1730, and in 1788, however, a remarkable transformation was effected. The hat became an apron. In the official records, an Indian apron of long green feathers was garnished above the narrow band of white feathers, followed by a broad green, then narrow stripe of red, one of blue. The band studied the crescent or horseshoes, crescent, moon, Moorish, small circular plates on the thing or plate. The old inventory designate this object as a Indian hat. Moorish, more Indian. And it goes on. The history of this Indian axe that belonged to a Moorish king. This weapon belonged to Montezuma II, Mexico, the Moorish king. Montezuma, the Moor. Okay? The Emperor Montezuma of Mexico himself told the Spanish that the Mexican royal family descended from a ruling eastern caste called Calua, the only way the Aztecs could have pronounced Cavera. So, Montezuma was a Hebrew Israelite. See how I did that? You see how I did that? Disprove it. I could provide almost an infinity of evidence to validate the claims the Kurds and Ramas, Aryans, and subcontinent Hindus first colonized America. But that's not necessary. You understand? Because it's done. The Hindu antiquity had an ancient astrogeographical map with 4 lotus petals pointing to the cardinal direction called Mount Meru. Mount Meru, the point to the left, fell on the seaport Kitamalak, with both pronunciations were used. The lower center petal, subcontinent India. I'll show you that. Bam. Meru in the middle, and you see Meru is Pamir. The Moor. Mount Meru. So you see, Mount Meru is where the word America comes from. So there it is. Okay, you see where we at, what this is about. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go all the way back. Let's take it all the way back. We gonna go to some metaphysics. The metaphysical dictionary. the metaphysical dic- excuse me. The metaphysical Bible dictionary. Excuse me. Okay, so it's a metaphysical interpretation of the biblical names and places and things of that nature. You should get this book. It's very good. Eber passed over, come over. Excuse me. Father of Peleg and Joktan, a Benjamite. Benjamite. This is important. When I show you, remember what I said about the word Eber. The root was the BR. I'll show you how that's Benjamin. We'll keep going. Shem was the son of Noah. He typifies the spiritual man. Eber, a great grandson of Shem, reveals the germination, a shoot in man's consciousness of this spiritual phase of his being. Beyond signifies that this individual, at the period of his unfoldment that is suggested by Eber, has not yet come to full growth spiritually. The time when he can bring forth the perfect fruit of the spirit to eternal life and wholeness is still in the future. However, he has come over on the other side, his old conception of mortality, and has entered into a new perception of truth and possibility of limitless attainment. The Eber, who was a Benjamite, denotes the quickening of faith quality in man, its growth in consciousness. Eber, the priest, typifies still another way in which spiritual is beginning to show itself in and through the individual. Whoa. It's metaphysics, man. These people ain't real. You understand me? These people are not real. Can't descend from a metaphysical principle. Moral distinction, separation through grace. Principle of cleaving, cutting in two, dividing, separating watercourse channel. The son of Eber, descendant of Shem, knows 3 sons. He was called Peleg, that is division, margin, for his days in the earth. Eber, the father of Peleg, and meaning a shoot, signifies the germination of spiritual man and consciousness. I already showed that. Man prepared for spiritual in man. From Eber through Peleg, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the Hebrew race later came into existence. Okay. Peleg, son of Eber, meaning dividing. In his days, the earth was divided. Remember, it said that. Signifies man's first relation of the difference and seeing the separation between his apparently mental organism and his inner spiritual ideals. Before this, he only knew the physical, the material. But here he begins to distinguish between the earthly in his conscious and the makeup in his higher ideals. The spiritual, thus, was earth divided. The earth was divided. The earth is you divide, you are the earth, and the individual begin to recognize his higher nature. So when you become conscious, right, isn't this how it works, fam? When we first get into this consciousness, don't we all fall into this I'm a Hebrew Israelite? Because we've been groomed in the Bible, so we have to find our place in the Bible. So we find out that we are those people in the Bible, but the whole thing is that we are all the people of the Bible. You see, you the Canaanite and you the Hebrew. We separating ourselves. This is showing you are all of these people. These people are consciousness levels within your being. Okay, we have to demystify this stuff. All right, we don't need to be doing the old ways, going about this stuff the old way. So let me just show this real quick. While I got this on my mind, I'm looking at it. The god Keber, right, is the one we've been discussing. Right. Let me go back just so I can refresh your memory before I can show you this picture. Keber, right? Kyber. That's the Hebrew. Same word, same person, because it's different interpretations of the same thing. Look at this person. Okay, that's a black person. We don't need to go look. He has on the fez. All right, of course it's adorned in jewels and things. So of course it is because it's a statue. Okay, you over exaggerating things when you're making a statue. It's not something that's really hard to understand. All right. Okay. Key burn and nose. All right. Lips. Let's get it. So we understand who these people are. I just wanted to show y'all this so you understand these ancient agents is not, you know what I mean, the modern person whom we would call Chinese or Japanese. You know, the yellow man, if you will. You know, that's all our people. You need to understand that. So let's get back to bring it back home. Let's go back to these words. Get back to this Hebrew. So I showed you Peleg and Eber. Okay, let's get to Hebrew. As you can see, Hebrew and Hebrew is all on the same page, of course, because it's the same word essentially. Right. So let's look at Hebrew. Hebrew, that which possesses the other side, passing over. You're starting to get it. A passing over from the purely physical, earthly thought to a higher concept of religious truth. This is the beginning of the conscious alliance with the mind of the spirit, and it will culminate in man and God's becoming companions, associates, friends, and in a sense equals. Ye therefore shall be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. Huh? It's the God in me. The names Hebrew and Eber in the Bible seem to be the same. Let's get it. I already said that. See, Eber. There is no idea held among the Jewish people that the term Hebrew is derived from Eber in Genesis, who is believed to be the ancestor of Abraham. The name is written Heber. There is an idea held among the Jewish people that the term Hebrew is derived from Eber. Ain't no idea. I just showed you. Ain't no idea. It's right in Strong's Concordance. Let's get it. Hebrew, descendants of Abraham, belonging to Eber. I gotta see who y'all are, man. That's that. We don't need to go out this. Y'all know all this. Meta, Hebrew, Eber for the ideas as to the symbology of the Hebrew. This Hebrew surely respect the thoughts in man and have come up out of the purely material and passed over to the higher concepts of God. These thoughts are, however, still under law, the law of sin, death, for true freedom, spiritual understanding and realization, life, and peace. Islam come only by still higher ways, which is the Christ method, the way taught and demonstrated by Yeboah. You dig? So Hebrew essentially means becoming conscious, and like I say, ain't that where we go? You see how we still be on track even though we ignorant. You understand? All right. I hope you do. But if you don't, then you just gonna have to rewind it, man. I can't keep beating a dead horse, man. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back to Hebrew. Okay, so let's go back to Hebrew. We see that the same root word, right? Like I said, the B and the R, right? That's for Eber. That's for Hebrew, right? Because Hebrew comes from Eber. See the B and the R. So let me show you what the B and the R is. Because that's what this is really about. Okay? The B and the R, the bar. Let's set the bar. Let's set the bar for how to study. Okay? To understand what's really going on. Bar, sun. Corresponds to 1122. We'll go there in a minute. Sun. Bar. Air. Air. Okay, what did it say? Hold on. Wait. Calm down. What did it say? Hebrew indicates, this ethnic term indicates family origin, whereas the term sons of Israel is a political and religious term. You see? Origin, Hebrew, origin because of that B and that R. Let me show you. Son, heir. Okay? Who are you the son of? Who are you the heir of? Bar, grain, corn. I want you to stop right now and Google corn in the Bible. Go get that understanding. But I've already shown it. Corn, okay, corn, as you know, was called maize. Maize was also called mizur. The plant was well known in Africa. Maize was widespread. Maize was in more ancient times. Okay, this is from the book Secrets of Ancient America by Frank Joseph. The plant was known as mizur, was the name for Egypt. So corn was mizur, was Egypt, and corn is indigenous to America. And this is because America is ancient Egypt. Now I'm saying it slow in this way because I've already said it. I've already showed it. Okay? Other people have already showed it. That's why I be feeling like I'm beating a dead horse. That's why I'm trying to demystify some of this stuff so you can start to see it's all about you anyway. All of it. It all relates to you. You see? So, bar is corn. Bar is air. Bar is sun. Bar corresponds to 1121, right? We'll go to 1121 in a minute, but let me show you the next word after bar. And let me have it pulled up here on the side and here too. Okay, so bar, as you can see, the next word after it is bera. Bera. It's bar with an A. I mean an aleph. That's the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Aleph. It means God, essentially. Bera means to create. To create. To make. Okay? Creator. Huh? Okay? To cut down. Remember what was it? Quanta? Was it quanta that meant to cut? Joktan? Wasn't that to cut to small? Yep. I remember that. Okay. You can go back and look. So, Bera, you see, is the first word of the Bible. Bera shit. Shit. It says sit. But that word right there, see that? With the 3? That's shin. Show you. That's shin. Shin. Tooth means fire. Also means to see. Okay? To see. And this is why this, not this. I'm going to close it. And this is why, forgive me, this is Bereshit. Okay? Because, let me see. Bam. Bam. Okay, I can break this down to you real quick. I've done it in other videos, but I can show you with this real quick. Don't respect these numbers. I made this chart. I messed up on some of these right here. I don't remember which ones. I did it a long time ago. I don't use it now. But because I messed up on these hidden value numbers, I don't remember which ones so specifically. I found it. I figured it out later after I messed it up. So don't take them to, as be the gospel, what have you. Anyway, let me break this down real quick. Now, Bereshit means in, which is Beth, in, right? Ra, because it's in the beginning, right? In the beginning. Ra is the head, right? Bera, B-R, right? That means in the mind of God, fam. I need you to follow me here. That means in the mind. in the mind. Okay, and Aleph, right? It's the ox, it's the prime will. Aleph is God, so it's in the mind of God. Bara, 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 in the mind of God. So in the beginning, you see, bara means created. You see, bara, created. Okay, so I mean, this is the Strong's Concordance. They get this from the Strong's Concordance. So I'm showing you that here, and it's the same thing. Okay, see, it's 1254. You'll see it right here. 1254. You see, so it's the same thing, but I'm breaking it down esoterically for you. Okay, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Bam. Okay, so it's bara. Bara. So it's in the mind of God. Saw, which is he or she or it, whatever you want to refer to God. Saw would be shin. Shin is fire. The fire is the you know how Superman has the red eyes, the beaming eyes. That's representative of the fire that you put on something when you look into you look into somebody's eyes. You see their soul. The fire is the soul. You understand what I'm saying? That's our Rish corresponds to flame as well as the head, and it's also the R for like Ra, the sun. You understand what I'm saying? And also, I'm not gonna show y'all this, but I mean I can give you a little bit of homework, I guess, if you will, if you want to make this connection. This right, where is it at? Right here, 7462. This right here. That's synonymous with mirror. Matter of fact, it's this word R and an Ra. It's Ra. Okay, it means friend and companion. Okay, I'm not gonna show y'all this here, but I'm telling you, so you can go do what you want to with that. But just let you know how these words go. Each Hebrew letter is its own word. Okay, so God saw, like I say, in the mind of God saw Israel, which is the Yod. The Yod is the hand of God. Okay, the hand of God is the appendix, if you will, like the limb. Okay, the part, a part and parcel, right? You're the one piece of God. Like, you do everything with your hands. Okay, God, obviously God would work with its hands, right? I mean, just looking at it logically, the Yod is your soul. Okay, your soul's down here to do work. Adam and Eve to till the ground, right? We understand that concept. So what I'm saying is the Yod is Israel, because Israel, the word in itself is it begins with the Yod. Okay, because for that reason, I mean, even the word, like the word Judah, is Yudah, is Yod, Daleth. I can't remember. Alice something. You can look it up. Just go look it up. Okay, but Yod represents Israel, your soul. Okay, black people got soul, right? Soul, the Yod. That's why it's the smallest letter. It's the smallest part. Okay, because it's representative of the soul. And Ta is representative of matter, right? The ground, the earth. Tau. Okay, so this is representative of law. That's why it's the Torah. Okay, it's Torah, right? It begins with the Tau. So it's in the beginning. So it's in the mind of God. It saw itself, right? Itself, its hand, which is Israel, which is humans, accepting its laws. The Torah. You understand? And in my book, I break down Torah, what that really means. It doesn't mean a set of something you supposed to. That's not what that is. It's really astrology. But I ain't gonna go there right now. Maybe in the future. So you understand what Bereshit means, in the mind of God. It saw itself accepting its law. Hence, it created reality. So it can play that thought out. Or we can say that thought being played out is what we know as reality. The Big Bang, the Epiphany, God saw itself. It said, no matter what shit I go through, I know I'm going to be right at the end because that's just me. It is what it is. So let me set up this game. And we call that life. But anyway, go back. You understand? Better. So when we say BR, when we say son, bar, heir, we talking about an heir of God. You understand? Now let's go to 11:21. It's 11:21, right? Let me just go back just to make sure you understand where I'm going. 11:21. Damn, my bad. Okay, see, bar, son, corresponds to 11:21. All right, so let's go back. Wrong way. 11:21. Ben, a son, a nation. Okay. Ben means my son. Joshua said, "My son, I give you your lips." Ben also be used for an expression unique. Thou art my son. All right. Being also be form express a unique, unbreakable relationship. Thou art my son. I would imagine that's God saying. That's Psalms 2:7. Hey, we right here. I can do this right here, right now. You know. I didn't look this up because I don't need to. Y'all can do that. But since I'm right here, Psalms 2:7. The way he said to me, "My son, you are." Look at that, Yahweh. Yahweh said, oh, look what Yahweh said. Amar. I love when I look stuff up like this on the spot and I find it. Anyway. The word of God, Amar. Amor. I've already proven this point. Let's get it. Okay. So you see, Yahweh, you are a son. So the son, you are a child of the Most High. So the BR signifies son, right? Which is a son of the Most High. So when it says Hebrew, talking about a son of the Most High. Benai, right? Because this showed you. Let me show you. Let's back up. Benai is from 11:29, right? Ben. Right, because the other one went back to 11:21. Bar goes back to 11:21. Right? 11:21 goes to 11:29. 11:29 is Benai. Which it means builder. Building, construct, basically meaning Benai. But let me show you. Also, Ben means Benjamin. Remember? Eber was a Benjamite. Right? Remember? A Benjamite. Why? Because Ben means bar, means Berai, means the son of, or the child of, for people who get caught up in the sexisms of it. Metaphorically, figuratively, the verb Benai means building one's house, having children. Okay, so means to create a child, to obtain children. Okay, bar means child. Means son, excuse me. You see? So you're a child of the Most High, a Benjamite. Okay? When you say Hebrew, you're really talking, you are, a child of God. That's what that really means. You see how I said? Denotes origin. When you say Israel, you're talking political status. Because there was a political government, for lack of a better term, excuse me, with that name. ancient Moors. So, suck out black people. All right? It's all our stuff at the end of the day. So, lastly, I'm going to show you one more thing because this is crazy too. Forgot about this. Now, let's get into this a little bit of numerology since I'm already here. And instead of writing this down, okay, hold on. Okay, so go to Genesis 10:25. Let's remember Eber had the two sons, Joktan and Peleg. Now, I came here just so you can see the Hebrew writing of the names. Because when we go to my handwriting, it's horrible. So I want to show you the officials so you make sure you understand what's going on. When you see my shit, look at that. Horrible. My son wrote something the other day, and my wife looked at it. She said, "Well, you write just like you." I said, "That is horrible." He's 7. I should have better penmanship. Anyway, okay, as you see, it's Peleg and Joktan. Now, I want you to look at these words. These letters, and then we can look at these numbers. Now, if you do the math over here, I've already done it in this picture, so I ain't got to go through that. But Peleg equals 113, because this equals 80, 30, and 3. Okay, so 80, 30, 110 plus 3 is 13. And then I don't have it on here, right? Because I went to the root word of Joktan, which is Quantan, right? But when it's in the writing, it just has the yod in front of it. See, so it's Quaff, Tet, Tit, Tet, Nun. Okay, so in my picture, I got Quaff, Tet, Nun. Okay, I just don't have the yod in front. All right, it's the only difference. See, Quaff, Tet, Nun, Quaff, Tet, Nun. Quaff is 100. Tet is 9, and Nun is 700 or is 50. And that number 809 actually corresponds to something too, but I'm not gonna go there right now. But in the simplistic way, it equals 159, right? Okay, 109 and 50, 159. 159 plus 113 is 272. Okay, but remember, this is Joktan, so I gotta put the yod on there. So if you put the yod on there, you gotta add 10. So this would be 169. Okay, I hope I'm not losing you, because I shouldn't. I hope I'm not. But if you do 169, obviously you have to add 10 to here, so it'll be 282. Right? Now remember, these are the two sons of Eber. Right? Peleg and Joktan. And their names added up in gematria equals 282. Right? Okay, follow me. Now, go to the Kabbalistic dictionary. Look what 282 means. Equal. Hebrew. Bina. Associated with Bina. Bina is Bina. Bina means son. Bina means understanding. Bina corresponds to the third sephirah of the tree of life, Kabbalistic tree of life. Means understanding, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Bina is Saturn, Satan. Okay, so those two names equal Hebrew. Those two names added up geometry. See, you think that's coincidence? When the word Eber means Hebrew, and just to make sure you notice not again, show you this. You see, if it's Quanta plus Peleg, right, without the yod, right, it's 272. Right, peep this. 272. Eber. So their names with the yod equals Hebrews. Without the yod equals Eber. Just like the word Hebrew ain't nothing but the word Eber with a yod in it. same thing. And look what also equals the same thing. Only thing that switches is instead of BR, it's RB. Arab. Now, ain't that some shit? And then when you get into this, Rab, that goes back to Ari, as in Aryan. Bullshit you not. So just like you say, the Hebrews versus the Muslims, right? You can say the Eber versus the Arab. Same thing. Two people, same people, the holy twins. All right? This is all of us as a people, man. This is us as a people. So this is a good little thing right here, man. Let's go in. But this author, he whitewashes history as well. He's not giving it to the true people who this history really corresponds to. He's giving it to modern day people, and I forgot what the word is called. It's not retrospecting, but you essentially taking what you believe, what the present scenario is, and taking it back to ancient times and thinking they're one and the same, and it's just not the case. You understand what I'm saying? It was just different, and we were the originals. We know these other people came about later in time, and this stuff here that these mythologies are talking about is ancient stuff. This is not, 200-300 years ago. We talking thousands and thousands of years ago. I showed you where the name Aryan for Amorite was 6,000 years ago. So you already know what we talking. So I hope that tripped you out with them numbers. Oh, those numbers, they go deeper than that. I promise you. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Got to demystify this stuff, man. We are all of this stuff. All of this stuff is us. All right, these are more pictures of Kibera. You know what I mean? So, peace and love, man. Y'all take it easy.